So one thing that drives me crazy in the workplace is the Peter Principles. A lot of you will already know this, but it basically means the following. So if I do a job well, most likely I'm going to get promoted at some point of time, right? I'm showing that I'm capable, I'm dependable. And so people will say, well, we can trust this guy, let's promote him to the next level. Okay. So if I do the next higher job, well, again, after some point of time, if there's a free space, I might be promoted. So this will happen until at some point of time I will be promoted to a level where I will not be able to keep up with it anymore. I'm over promoted. I'm promoted to a point where I cannot keep this up, right? And for some people that happens earlier, for some people that happens later, but most likely this will happen to each and every one of us at some point of time. Now, what drives me crazy is that in most organizations, and I would say really almost every single one of them, once somebody has been promoted into a position, there's a strong reluctance to remove that person out of that position again. But if you think this to the end, what will happen is that everybody gets promoted until they are incompetent in their position, and then we leave them there. Meaning, we're actually building a system to put the most incompetent person into every position. Yes, some people will be in transient positions where they'll do good. So for a time they will be competent, but everybody will end up in a position where they will not be competent. And I think this is really killing a lot of organizations. I can definitely say this for Germany. And I think the problem with that is that, first of all, the people that have been promoted to a position, of course, they don't want to leave it, but there's often a lot of ego involved. But in my mind, the ultimate responsibility falls on the leader of the system. So if I promote somebody to a position, and despite mentoring them, despite coaching them, despite training them, despite supporting them in the best way possible, they're still not able to perform the job, I need to remove them. And now it becomes a problem of fear, because this is actually very dangerous to you as the top leader, because you're promoting the best people, hopefully, and now you've promoted them, and if you remove them, there's always the danger that they'll just throw in and leave the company, or they're going to be butthurt for the rest of their lives. That's totally normal and to be expected, but as the top leader, it's still your responsibility, because that is your thing. You need to make sure that you have the best leaders in place, and just because somebody cannot do the job doesn't mean they should stay in it forever. And I always like to point out to blue-collar work, right? If you look at a supermarket and there's a cashier and she cannot get the money right at the end of the day, she's unfriendly to the customers, she is going to get moved to another position, or she's going to get fired because she cannot do the job. But as soon as we talk about white-collar jobs, as soon as we talk about leadership positions, there it's always, oh, but the poor person, how are they going to feel, etc. And this is completely wrong, and this is stifling our organizations. We should have the best people in the right positions and not promote people, and when they don't work out, leave them in that position to do harm forever.